Hello, this is the Tradesight U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Thursday, January 5th and Friday, January 6th, 2017. Hope you're having a good trading week. We had an outstanding day on Wednesday. Futures were a little tame for once, but and Forex, we finally had a trigger, so we had our first trade of 2017. It was a winner in Forex still going, but the stock side was really nice, even though the markets were fairly tame. You'll see that in the intraday action in a few minutes, but still our top picks off of the report triggered. We had nice runs in a trade from Shaq called Shaq, S-H-A-K. I mentioned that Netflix yesterday. That was the top pick that triggered. First Solar, VRX, STT. I mean, it was just a good day all around. We had 6 winners out of 7 triggers with market directional support. So nothing to complain about there. Well, you can complain a little bit about the fact that the market wasn't moving as much as it could have, and maybe these could have been even bigger winners. Here's a look at the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the broad market and futures form. Been sitting here now for weeks. And let's just go through the indices. So we got crude oil up 82.5 cents to 53.15, coming back from the drop the day before. Gold up $2.50. That's kind of a blip, but you'll notice the main thing here is that we're still heading up a bit after the 13 buy signal that we got on gold. S&P cash index up 1292. Now remember, the 13 sell signal, that's the top day still. The risk line is still higher up near 2300. But we have not even remotely fulfilled the signal there. And the flip side is I just put this in projection mode. It erased we were 5 bars down towards new startup count. That erases. So the only 2 ways for that 13 to fulfill on the way it's supposed to, if it works, is to either hit that red line down below or to hit 9 bars down on the startup phase. So we have not done either, and we're reset there. NASDAQ side, NASDAQ 100 up 25.87. Still sitting where it was weeks ago as well. SOX up 2. That's nothing on the SOX index. Biotech's up 74. That is a bounce. One of the best days it's had since the election. Here's the VIX down another point to 1187. Rich pointed out in the lab, by the way, that the VXX, the trading version of this, if you go to projection mode today, has a Seeker 13 buy signal. Seeker 13 buy signal on the VXX. It's very interesting. Remember, as the VIX goes up, the market usually goes down, and we're still operating under the sell signal on the broad market. Trend closes at 1.04, but the 10-day moving average is still up at 1.18, so nothing to worry about there. NASDAQ volume 1.7 billion, about the same as Tuesday. So that's what we want to see at least to have good trading days. It's there. Advanced decline ratio on the NASDAQ was plus 1,826. It's one of the best in a while. One of the best, the second best of 6 months. But on the New York, look at this, plus 2145, the best advanced, second best in 6 months again. Meanwhile, with that, Google was down 24 cents. Apple was down 13 cents. Amazon up $3.51 after being down the other day. Netflix up $1.92. This is the one we traded. Nice cup and handle breakout there. Tesla up a whopping 10 points. The bonds were up again, up 46 cents. So it really does look like the bonds have bottomed. And the Dow Jones, of course, up 60, still where it was weeks ago as well. Let's take a look at Goldman Sachs. Hasn't done anything either. All right, let's look at the intraday action here. Let's break it down in 5-minute candles. So, again, we actually had more intraday movement on Tuesday, which is interesting because there wasn't as much to do on the stock side. So Tuesday we had the gap up, kind of pulled back, shot up on the news, pulled back the rest of the day, and then a little bit of a rally back to where we started in the last 30 minutes. Meanwhile, here's today. You can see this gap up, and it was really the first 2 minutes of the day. So you gap up, and then you surge higher for 2 minutes, and then you just went dead flat for like 90 minutes. And then as lunch came in, we drifted a little bit up, and then even tighter dead flat for 2 hours. Really boring. The Fed minutes came out at 2 p.m. Eastern time, coming back out of lunch, caused a little bump up, and that was it. That little range was the rest of the afternoon. Note the 213, those are seekers though, but the 213 seeker sell signals were the highs of both pushes. Pretty unusual to get 2 of them in one day. NASDAQ side, pretty much the same. So it was kind of uneventful. You can tell you can't trade the futures when they're that flat, although the opening range trades were a wash for us. But the stock side ended up giving us some nice stuff, and it's because we've had enough volume on Tuesday to get some chart scans going again, get the right stuff found, and had a couple of nice winners. So hopefully that'll continue. What do we have here? This is the preview for both Thursday and Friday because we don't typically do market previews just for Friday because most of the week has played out. So let's talk about the economic data that is left. And there's quite a bit, actually. On Thursday, we've got the Challenger job cuts at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. That's 2 hours before the bell. ADP employment change at 8:15 a.m. Initial and continuing jobless claims at 8:30. ISM services 30 minutes into the market. Natty gas an hour into the market. Crude oil inventories at 11 a.m. So that's a lot of data on Thursday. Friday, we've got just as much. We've got the non-farm payroll data with the unemployment rate and the trade balance. All of that an hour before the bell, and then factory orders 30 minutes in. So I still think not only can Thursday be an exciting day, but Friday, at least the first half, probably could be as well. Also, keep in mind the phenomenon we talk about. If the first 3 days of January are one direction, the rest of the month is usually the other. Right now, so far, you could say that even though there wasn't a lot of great action, we've been up both days. So if Thursday is at least an up positive day, typically speaking, about 80% of the time, the rest of January will be negative. Something to keep in mind. Charts as usual brought to you by eSignal 12. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple of weeks. Now's a great time to be trading the markets. Have a great trading Thursday and Friday, and we'll talk to you again with the weekend preview.